Hey everybody, welcome back to the reef bottom with your boy Nifty. Swim on over here for some splashable tech cards for your Mermail deck. But before we begin, don't forget to splash that like button. Then swim on over to that buoy button and slap a motherfucker. I see everybody swimming around the reef. I see Gund, I see Melo. Where the fuck is Teus? Too bad I can't search that asshole. Teus is a homie. Come to the long Konami. It's about damn time, you piece of fuck. Come on, Splites, don't get my deep sea diva banned, you fucking asshole. We need that bitch to keep on swimming. Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that. Hey! We're going to be looking at 3 more splashable tech cards today. These are cards that I think are viable in a Mermail deck if you choose to play them. I am not saying these are meta choices. I am saying they will function quite well in a deck of Mermails. That's it. So if you don't like them, don't play them. It's fine. I have a spell card, trap card, and effect monster card. Hey, you're welcome. I have tried all of these, and one of them is actually in the deck that I got Plat 1 with. So I'm gonna swing them by your way and see what you think. How about that? Sound good? Yeah, that sounds good. All right, let's do it. Many of you guys know this card already, but a lot of people don't realize how well it works in Mermails. So here we go. Kaiju Waterfront. This card generally is from the Kaiju Archetype. It has quite a lot of synergy with the Mermail deck since we're a combo deck. The whole premise behind this card is that every time a card leaves the field, you can add a Kaiju counter to this card. So whenever you play a combo deck, this is ridiculously easy to just load this card full of counters. Our basic Diva combo has 4 by itself, and then on top of that you have things like Totally Awesome leaving the field. But the one cool synergy, once per turn after you do your full combo, you can just spin 3 of the counters and then get a Gamma Seal to your hand if you need it. Or you can do what I do and let this card stack up counters and then go into Abysslacia, and then as soon as Abysslacia dies, she can send the Gamma Seal to the graveyard, then special summon it in defense position with a 3000 ass. That's pretty nice. But the main point to that is Gamma Seal's effect. So right now, you would have definitely a max of 5 counters on it. People don't realize that Kaijus have effects too. They just use them to remove problematic floodgate monsters, but Gamma Seal's effect is super strong. You can special summon it, and then when your opponent activates a card or effect, so it's a Omni Negate, you can remove 2 counters from anywhere on the field and negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. So Gamma Seal's like stupid strong if you can get it to the field with counters. Kaiju Waterfront, man, like the synergy is so strong. And it has a secondary effect where if it would be destroyed by card effect, you can just remove one of the counters. So think about it. If you're not going to be spending your counters during turn 1, they can remove the Abysslacia, but they won't be removing this, like, at all. So, plus it says Waterfront. Water's in the name, dudes. And for today's trap card, we have the relatively new, at least in the last year, Ice Barrier. This is a solid way for you to get to, guess who? Abyssteus. It's a very, very good option, especially when you tie it with Foolish Burial Goods. You can instantly turn 1, send this card to the graveyard, activate its effect, and then send 1 level 5 or higher water monster from your deck to your graveyard, and then you can add 1 water monster from your graveyard to your hand. So it doesn't even have to be just for Teus. it can just be to get something out of your graveyard, which is really nice. The only problem is the latest generic water support have been locking us into water, which is okay because you could still do your Teus Goons combo and like hand loop the shit out of them, which is fine. But it locks you into water for not just the turn, the next turn as well. But if you find being locked into water for multiple turns okay, this card is extremely powerful because you can pretty much get whatever you want, which is ridiculous. You can get Gameciel, you can get Moulin Glacia, you can get Teus, you can get Megalo. But yeah, you just have to be okay with being locked into water for a couple turns. So you make the choice on that one. I just played this one recently and had pretty good success with it. It's just I play all different types of attributes in my extra deck, so I didn't want to be locked out of half my extra deck, if that makes any sense. But yeah, other than that, this card is extremely good. Let's say you just draw this card normally. In my opinion, this is one of the strongest battle traps that there are, because this card is really sticky. And what I mean by that is if they attack you in any way, shape, or form, you flip this, the monster's attack becomes 0, its effects are negated, flat out, permanent, also permanently cannot change its battle position. So essentially it makes the attacker's monster become a token, which is fucking hilarious. So yeah, it's got double use. It can protect your plays. If you open shit, but you open one of these, it can help a lot of times. So, and then once you use it, it goes to the graveyard, and then you can activate its effects instantly and get a level 5 or higher monster, or whatever monster you have in your graveyard. So I think the trap's pretty good. I don't run it in mine because I don't like a heavy spell trap count, and I just prioritize other ones over this, but very, very good card. Definitely worth a shot. And I think some of you have guessed what I was going to use as my effect monster, and it is Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. I have plenty of examples on my channel of how powerful this card can be. And I'm going to show you gameplay here just so you can see it in action. This card can single-handedly stop Ignite FTK, which you're seeing here. My life points are over 30,000, so yeah, it just forces them to give up. Or the fact that you will lose half your life points is enticing for your opponent. And they'll say, well, I just won't do anything this time around, and I'll let them take half their life points. So that's them thinking that Mermails can't OTK. And just think of how funny that thought is. It's a super powerful card. People need to give it some credit. It's also level 3 water tuner. You can get it from Pike. You can get it from Halqifibrax. And then you could return it back to your hand with toads or frogs, whatever, if you run that. It's also water, so it doesn't really affect your hand too much. It does the job of a hand trap, but it's also a water monster that you can pitch to the graveyard. Now, my favorite synergy with it is you have a Deep Sea Aria, and then you have this card. Well, this card can just send itself to the graveyard, then you activate your Deep Sea Aria, then letting you banish this card from your graveyard, and then search a diva. So it's like, it has multiple uses. I have used the ever-living shit out of this card. It's my favorite hand trap, specifically for Mermails. I run 3 of them. And this card specifically is one of the ways I got to Platinum. So there's no shot I will play Mermails without this card in it. Call me Silly Willy, I'm just saying. This card is extremely strong. It has saved me from so many duels from losing right at the end. As soon as they think they have you on the ropes, and you only have 2,000 life points, you pop this shit to the graveyard, they start to do their link summoning, not realizing because half of them don't read, and then out of nowhere, you're back at like 6,000. So, I don't know. I think it's worth running. I think you should at least try it out. I know it's very expensive in Master Duel, but I don't know. I just find it worth it. I'm not telling you that the cards I talked about today are meta, but for me, all of them work just fine in Mermails. They change the way that the deck feels, which is really, really cool. And the utility is just ridiculous. So what do you guys think of the cards? Let me know down below. Tell me if they're absolute spooky dog shit, or just what you needed. Either way, I don't care. Just ideas. If you have any other tech cards, let me know in the comments, please. I'd like to keep this series going, but...
And thank you so much for watching my videos about mermaids. Don't forget to splash that like button and swim on over to that buoy bell and spank it, please.
You have a fantastic fucking day.
I'll see you around the reef.
Bye.